I started a sneaker collection with just a $20 bill, and now I'm gonna buy, sell, and trade my way up to a pair of $20,000 Nike Max. I hope we're getting near the end of the series because this $20 bill is not gonna last much longer. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you're new to this series or new to this channel, I definitely recommend starting from the beginning of the series by clicking the link in the top of the description. But to fill you guys in on where we are at the start of this week's episode, we have a sneaker collection fund of $810.65. And obviously last week's episode was a banger because we traded for a pair of Cause Air Jordan 4s, which is a sneaker that's always been a grail of mine, and it's crazy to have it in the $20 sneaker collection. And this week, honestly, is gonna be more of the same when it comes to trades. We had like 4 different trades that went through this week. I think 3 of them have actually come into my office, so we've got 3 different trade unboxings to do, and I figured because we've got so many trade unboxings in, I might as well unbox them throughout the episode rather than unboxing them all together at once, because that would be a lot of unboxing. And so what I've done is I've split up these unboxings, hopefully saving the best unboxing for last. And for this first unboxing, we might as well just get into it. And I've got to say that this one, while it might not be the craziest out of all the unboxings that we've got today, there is some heat in here, and I'm super excited to open these up for you guys. Plus, the trade that we did in order to get these shoes on Tradeblock was crazy. And hopefully they are what they are, because I actually sold one of them already on my Whatnot live stream, which I'll talk about in a minute. But hopefully everything works out. So let's unbox this box. By the way, if you guys want to trade with me and trade for some of the sneakers in the $20 sneaker collection, or possibly sneakers from my own personal collection, hit me up on Tradeblock. There's a link in the description below. So let me pull these out one at a time. The sneaker that I traded for these, actually I should tell you guys what that is before we get into the unboxing. I traded the Air Fear of God 1s in the Frosted Spruce colorway, size 11.5, which I valued at around $550 to $600. I traded for both pairs of these, and I feel like I really got a great deal, and you guys will see why in a second. But this first box that we're pulling out is a brand new pair of Air Jordans. You guys probably know exactly what it is, just because it's a recent release and you guys are probably familiar with the box. But this is a size 11.5. This is a pair that I sold on Whatnot already. Ooh, we've got a note. It says, Seth, thank you for the trade and for being the guy who got me into sneaker collecting. That's so awesome. Thank you so much, Joshua. I'm a 19-year-old from Michigan, and I dream of owning my own sneaker retail store, and your channel has been a big part of that. Keep this series going, and I hope these sneakers keep that fun going up. Love and respect, Joshua Black. Thank you so much, Joshua. I really appreciate this. This is awesome. This has helped the series a lot, actually. So this is a brand new size 11.5 pair of cool gray 11s. I'm not sure exactly what the going rate for these is right now. I think it's around $300, but I could tell you guys what I sold these for a little bit later on in the video, but it was more than $300, so I feel like I got some profit out of these, especially because I traded for them. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at these cool gray 11s, you know what would go really well with these shoes? A pair of the brand new HesKicks APTHCRY sock collaborations. I know that was cheesy, but I had to throw it in. So obviously you guys have already seen one sock from the collection. This is the white pair. This, as you probably know by now, is a collaboration with YouTuber HesKicks. And Hes designed this collection to pay homage to his Korean heritage, and I've got to say, it came out insanely fire. So the 2 main socks that are dropping are the white pair and the black pair, and you can grab these guys individually or together if you want. But if you want the 3rd pair, which is actually sort of a friends and family release, you actually can grab a pack of both of these socks, which comes with this sock. And my favorite part about this special edition pair is the Korean flag that's embroidered on the side. That's such a sick touch. But seriously, all the socks from the HesKicks APTHCRY collection are fire. Honestly, I've been a fan of Hes's channel since before I even started sneaker YouTube. He was one of my inspirations, so the fact that we're doing a collaboration with him is really, really cool. So if you guys would like to grab any of the socks from the HesKicks collaboration, they drop this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on APTHCRY.com. But man, seriously, these socks are fire. Plus, if you flip over the top, you get this really sick hidden APTHCRY logo in red. I love them. This whole collection is fire. So this, while it doesn't completely make up the trade, it does take a big chunk of the trade value out of there, which I'm really happy about. And we're getting our money back from those already, so I'm really stoked on that. And then the next pair that we got in this trade, the pair that kind of pushed this trade over the top, was this pair of Nike SB Dunks. So this is also a size 11.5. I don't want to show you guys the tag. You guys probably already saw what it was. Size 11.5. It's a worn pair. And these are the Nike SB Dunk Low What the Paul Rodriguez. This is a shoe that came out last year. Wow, these are in great, I mean, these are barely worn. That's crazy. So these are a size 11.5, like I said. I got these as part of the Fear of God trade, which is kind of nuts because we got these and the cool grays. These ones I have valued at around $500, maybe $550 for a size 11.5. So this right here I think would have been an even trade with the Fear Gods, especially in this condition. I mean, these are basically brand new. The Fear of Gods were in great condition too, but these paired with the cool gray 11s kind of pushes that trade over the top, which is nuts. These are crazy. I didn't even realize that the outsole was different too. And again, I mean, they look like they've maybe been tried on, maybe worn once, but there's no star loss, barely any dirt on the outsole, a couple like small rocks stuck in there, but that's nothing I can't take out myself. Man, the upper of these shoes looks crazy. Obviously, it's got the what the theme. Now, I totally understand if people don't love these shoes aesthetically because it is a lot going on. But man, this reminds me so much of the era of Dunks where Dunks were just crazy and wild and out there. And this shoe is absolutely all three of those things. Crazy, wild, out there. Yeah, three things. And yeah, I love it. I wish it was my size, but unfortunately it's not. If you guys want to trade with me for these Paul Rodriguez, hit me up on Tradeblock. I might also throw them up for sale, but I think because of how good the condition is, I will probably end up trading these. Really stoked on this pickup. Came with all the other laces. So I think for a pair of $550 to $600 sneakers, I'm getting like $850 to $900 worth of trade value, which is insane. So Tradeblock has seemed to be the way that makes me the most value as far as adding on value to my collection. But now let's move into the sales from over the weekend. And this weekend I tried something a little bit different than what I usually do, and rather than selling this stuff on eBay, I sold it on Whatnot. But I gotta be honest, I was pretty happy with the results that we got from Whatnot. Obviously, it's a little bit more work than eBay because you can't just put up pictures and then wait for them to sell. You actually have to sit there on a live stream and sell them, which in a lot of ways is even better because it builds a personal connection with the people who are buying the shoes, and it makes a lot of sense that way, so you probably can get higher prices, but again, keep in mind, it's a little bit more work. So the first shoe that we sold were the New Balance 990 V5s. This was a pair that I picked up from Buffalo Exchange for, I believe, $39. The problem with these shoes was that they didn't have an insole, and I know that's a pretty easy fix, but usually I don't buy sneakers if they don't have an insole because I don't have the time to be buying insoles for all these shoes. But we were able to sell them, and they sold on Whatnot, like I said, and they ended up selling for $75 flat. Now, one of the things that I really liked about Whatnot is that they didn't charge the seller shipping. In fact, I think they just charged the buyer, and they give you free labels to ship the shoe. So that was pretty easy. I don't know if that's always the case for every item across Whatnot. It might just be for sneakers, I don't know, but I didn't get charged shipping. I mean, obviously the buyer did, but I didn't see the shipping charges at all. They did take out, I believe it was 11% total in processing fees and things like that. So the total that we get to add after each one of these sales back into the sneaker collection fund is the amount after the processing fees from Whatnot. So in this case, I sold the shoes for $75 and I was able to add $66.52 back into the sneaker collection fund, which again, because we bought the shoes for $39, left us with a net profit of $27.52. Next up, we had those Air Jordan 7 Pure Monies that I picked up from Plato's Closet 2 weeks ago for just $15. Those ended up selling on Whatnot for $31, and after the fees, we were able to add $27.32 back into the sneaker collection fund. And again, after subtracting the original purchase price of $15, we were left with a net profit of $12.32. After that, we had a sale that was kind of out of the ordinary because it's not a pair of sneakers. It was the Adidas track jacket, or the women's Adidas track jacket, that we picked up from Plato's Closet for $20. So that ended up selling for $39 on Whatnot, and we were able to add $34.45 back into the sneaker collection fund, which left us with a net profit of $14.45. After that were some women's Ultra Boost 19s that we picked up from Plato's Closet for $22. We ended up selling those for $44 on Whatnot, and we were able to add $38.90 back into the sneaker collection fund, which left us with a net profit of $16.90. Following that up, we had the Nike React Element 87s that we picked up from Plato's Closet for $30. We were able to sell those for $41 on Whatnot, and we were able to add $36.23 back into the sneaker collection fund, which left us with a pretty small net profit, but still a net profit nonetheless, of $6.23. And then the final sale of the week were the Cool Gray 11s in a size 11.5 that we traded for on Tradeblock. I was able to sell these on Whatnot for $374, and after the Whatnot fees, we were left with $332.93 back into the sneaker collection fund. Now, as far as the actual purchase price in order to get the net profit for these shoes, because I traded for these guys, what I did is I took the potential profit of the Fear of God ones that we traded with, which I think was like $500. I subtracted that in half because we got two different shoes from this trade, and I counted that as the original purchase price. So that ended up being $250, which is almost retail. I think these guys actually retailed for $225, and I guess after taxes, you probably would be left with around $250. So that's not bad. So giving these Cool Gray 11s a purchase price of $250 left us with a net profit of $82.93, which means that these Cool Gray 11s were by far the most profitable sale of the entire week. So after all of those sales, our sneaker collection fund jumps from $810 to $1,347.03. Not a bad week if you ask me. It's definitely not the highest grossing week that we've had on this series, not by a long shot, but definitely a solid week of sales nonetheless. Oh, and I should also tell you that over the weekend I ended up hitting on the sneakers app and I grabbed a pair of the Air Jordan 4 Crimsons. So I actually just did a full review on the Air Jordan 4 Crimsons, and personally, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but because we're adding them to the $20 sneaker collection, I feel like they could be good trade bait. I don't think they're reselling for that much, but I feel like they could be a good addition to a trade to kind of push a trade over the top. So that's the plan with them. And I actually paid $190 even for this pickup because I got free shipping, and I've said it a couple times in my videos before, but in my area, they don't charge sales tax on essentials like shoes. So again, I grabbed these guys for exactly $190, which left us with a sneaker collection fund of $1,157.03. And I guess with all that being said, let's just dive right into this week's thrifting. Before that, if you guys are interested in drawing, or in particular drawing sneakers, I'm actually running a course on SuperPure about how to design sneakers for yourself. In this course, I will guide you through how to draw a sneaker from scratch, and then once you've learned how to draw a sneaker from scratch, we'll work on designing your own signature sneaker. This course will be a 4-part course and will be free to my SuperPure subscribers. So if you guys want to check out this course, which will be starting on January 26th, make sure to click the link in the description below and become a SuperPure subscriber. So this week I went to a lot of different thrift stores, but I only showed 2 of them because these were the only 2 thrift stores that really had anything worthwhile. And the first stop of the week was Buffalo Exchange. So the Buffalo Exchange that I go to is right in the heart of Center City, Philadelphia. So it seems like there's always a lot of really great stuff because the median income is just a little bit higher out here, and people are just willing to get rid of their nicest sneakers for less money. It's kind of crazy to me, but they do it. So the first pair that I found was that pair of Nike Pegasus Gyokasus, a collaboration from a couple years back. I also found this really interesting sort of tie-dye pair of Reeboks. I actually really liked it, but not something that I thought had a lot of value. Next up was a pair of Adidas Climacools, which looked really clean, especially with this black boost midsole. This is a shoe that I've never tried out, but I still, for some reason, really want to try it because I like how that segmented midsole looks. A kind of interesting find was this pair of Puma Liquids in this black and multicolor look. I actually really like this shoe. The midsole is surprisingly soft underfoot, but because this colorway is a little bit wild and I don't think there's any resale on this pair, I decided to leave it. Next up, I found a pair of black and red Nike React Element 55s, a shoe that I've actually done pretty well with in the past. They don't usually net me a huge profit, but it's usually enough to make it sort of worth my while, like usually an extra 15 to 20 bucks. I did look up this colorway in particular, but unfortunately it wasn't very popular. Next up, I found a pair of Nike basketball sneakers in this really clean bright orange with the metallic silver Nike swoosh. The shoe itself was in pretty decent condition, but I don't think I could get much over what they were asking for in store. A kind of surprising find was this pair of Jordan Deltas, a shoe which I think just came out for the first time last year. This pair looked almost brand new, and I'm surprised that someone decided to sell it to Buffalo Exchange because they probably didn't get much money for it. But it's a shoe that doesn't really resell for much, and Buffalo wanted 40 bucks, and I don't think I could get much more than that, so I decided not to grab it. Next up was a kind of wild looking pair of Air Force Ones in this sort of iridescent orange color. I have no idea what the name of this colorway is. I've never seen it before in my life, but it's not a bad looking pair of shoes, just not something that has any resale value. So although I like it, although I think it's a nice looking shoe, it's not something I wanted to grab. A couple aisles over, I found this pair of Nike Air Huaraches in this desert camo colorway. Although it's a clean shoe and it was in pretty good condition, it just wasn't something that I felt like I needed, and I don't think I can get really much profit here. But then I found a pair of Adidas Yeezy 500 in flames in really good condition. They came in a size 8.5, so it's a pretty decent size. Unfortunately, they were priced at 150 bucks, so it is kind of a gamble, but I feel like it's one that might pay off. Next to the in flames was a pair of Bread Air Jordan 11s, which I was incredibly surprised to find. It was priced at just 65 bucks in a size 11. Obviously, it didn't come with the box. And I'm gonna be honest, I do have a couple of concerns when it comes to authenticity. I didn't really have time to check those concerns out in the store, but I felt like for 65 bucks, even if it ends up being fake, I'm not gonna lose a huge amount of money. And the upside, if these do turn out to be real, is like 200 bucks. So in my opinion, it's worth the risk. But then when I was in line for checkout, I noticed another pair of shoes. And that pair of shoes was the Nike React Element 55 Kendrick Lamar's. This collaboration is one that I don't think did incredibly well, but these shoes are only priced at 70 bucks, and I'm pretty confident I can resell these for way more than that, so I definitely had to grab them. Okay, so before we get into the second thrift stop of the week, I want to do another unboxing of some of the sneakers that we traded for. This package I've already opened. In fact, one of the sneakers in this package I did try and sell on the Whatnot live auction last weekend because these came in pretty early in the week. And the reason I still have them is because someone's payment didn't go through, and I got a pretty decent price for them, but it just didn't work out. So I still got them. So why don't we start things off with that pair, because a lot of you guys already know what that pair is, even though it could be considered one of the higher value pairs in this box. So that pair comes in this Nike box. It's a replacement box, and that pair is the Air Jordan 1 Bread, one of my favorite sneakers, if not my favorite sneaker of all time. Now this pair unfortunately comes in a size 11.5, so there's no way I can fit this. I'm a size 9, but it's in really, really great condition. The upper of the shoe looks great. There's really no sparkles on. There's a couple sparkles, but nothing crazy. The outsole, like I said, is pretty clean. There is a little bit of wear, but it's nothing crazy. There is some heel drag, but nothing bad. I mean, overall, these shoes are in great condition, and I think I sold them on Whatnot for like $680, which is pretty much exactly right in the ballpark of what I was hoping to get for these. I was kind of hoping for $700. Again, unfortunately, someone's payment didn't go through, so these didn't sell. But I think I'm either going to list these up on Tradeblock, which they already listed on Tradeblock if you guys want to trade for these, or try and sell them either on Whatnot again or through eBay. But I've got a lot of options for these guys. I think if I do sell them, I'll probably buy another pair of Jordan 1s, maybe another pair of Mochas, because those traded really, really well. And I feel like trade bait is honestly the way to go. So really happy with this pickup, regardless of the fact that it's a size 11.5 and I can't wear it and it comes with a replacement box. But definitely not a bad pickup, and I should probably tell you guys what I traded for in order to get these. So I traded the off-white Air Jordan 1s in a size 11.5 for these and 2 other pairs of sneakers and $250. So I value those shoes at, I believe, it was like $1,700 or $1,800, and the problem with them is that the upper was very, very yellowed. Like if you look at my off-white Air Jordan 1s, I've worn those a bunch and they're not very yellowed, so yellowed versions of that shoe are harder to move, so I was more willing to trade for them for a perceived lower value group of sneakers. But at the end of the day, the value that I think I traded for is worth more than the $1,800 that I was hoping to get by selling those off-white Air Jordan 1s. So I feel like this was still a good trade overall. But I'll show you guys what else we got. The next pair is, you guessed it, another pair of Air Jordan 11s, cool grays, and again, another size 11.5. So I don't know exactly what to do with this pair just yet. Brand new, just like the last pair. This pair I'm probably not going to sell. I'm probably going to keep it as trade bait on Tradeblock. So if you guys want to trade for these, same exact thing as the other pair that we just sold. And the third and final pair that comes out of this box is actually a pair of off-white Nikes. So we traded a pair of off-white Jordan 1s to get a size 11.5 off-white, the 10 collection. So this is not an original, the 10 colorway, but it is the brand new. Oh, there's a note. Well, it's the All Hallows Eve. There you go. The note says, Seth, first off, I love your YouTube channel and the content you make. You were the first sneaker channel I found and one of the biggest reasons I started collecting. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. I'm super stoked we could work out a trade, and I hope it helps you get a little closer to the Air Mags. Nice. From Gabriel Farmer. Thank you so much, Gabriel. I really appreciate you, man. Seriously, this is an awesome trade. I hope you enjoy those off-white Air Jordan 1s. And like I said, I'm really happy with this trade. So thank you so much, Gabriel. I appreciate you. But these are the All Hallows Eve Nike off-white Dunks. They're in pretty decent condition. I mean, wow, they're actually in really great condition. So the outsole of the shoe looks barely worn. There is a little bit of dirt or gum or something on the outsole, but that's not something I can't clean up. And then a little bit of dirt on the midsole. But the shoes themselves come with the original laces. You've got the 2 different lace colors. They come with the extras right here and the hang tag or the zip tie. It looks like you originally bought these from GOAT. You've got your GOAT tags and stickers in there. But yeah, size 11.5. I think these go for around $800 used with the box. So that's not a bad pickup. To kind of add everything together, we've got $800 on these guys. We've got $370 on the Air Jordan 11s. And then I think I had $700 or between $600 to $700 on the Air Jordan 1s. So those plus these plus the $250, I think has us up around $2,100, which is great because like I said, I think those off-white Jordan 1s would probably sell for around $1,800. So I feel like we got a pretty decent like $300 profit off of this trade alone. So thank you so much for that, Gabriel. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the second trade of the week. We've got one more, and I'm gonna save that for the end of the video. The second and final stop of the week, at least that I'm showing in this video, was Plato's Closet. And the reason I stopped by today is because they were having a 15% off sale, which was crazy. It was off of everything in the store, which means I can be a little bit less stingy when it comes to buying because I'm getting slightly better margins because of the 15% discount. The first pair that I found was this pair of Hardens, but not really anything I was interested in. And a couple feet down from them, I found this pair of Jordan Futures in this black and purple colorway. The Jordan Futures are sort of like a mashup of the Air Jordan 11s and some knit upper shoe. It's honestly a really weird shoe, and they weren't that popular, and because of that, I just don't think they're worth the pickup. Then I stumbled across this pair of low-top Lebrons, I think in a size 12. I'm not sure exactly which year this is. Maybe it's the 17s or the 18s. I don't remember exactly. But this bright red colorway looked pretty nice. The shoe itself was pretty clean. But unfortunately, on eBay, they were going for about the same price they were going for in stores. So not something I wanted to grab. But then I came across this pair of Nike Zoom X Vaporfly Next Percent 2s, a shoe which I'm pretty sure retails for like $200 to $250, and they had them here priced at just $30. And for me, that's an insane value, especially because the shoes were in excellent condition. They'd obviously been worn, but there was no wear on the insole of the shoe. The midsoles were creased, but they crease easily because of how soft the foam is. And knowing the potential upside, it was definitely a shoe that I wanted to grab. A couple aisles over, I found another pair of Nike Pegasus. I think these might be the Pegasus 38s. I'm not 100% sure, but unfortunately, unlike those Vaporflies, these ones were priced a little bit more and were also not worth as much, so not something I wanted to grab. So in the last Plato's Closet video that I did last week, a lot of you guys pointed out that I'd missed a pair of Nike Dunks in the bin. And I know I'm really bummed out about that. I looked into it a little bit later. Turns out that pair of Nike Dunks isn't worth a huge amount, but I don't even know what they were selling for at Plato's, so it's still kind of a loss regardless. And I decided to go back to the women's section to try and find them, but unfortunately I couldn't. The good news is though, an employee that worked at Plato's Closet recognized me and said that he had a couple pairs in the back I might want to check out. And thank God he brought them out because these pairs were wild. The first pair that I found was this pair of Air Jordan 13 Chinese New Year's, which no matter what the price was, I was going to grab because they were in such good condition. The next pair was this pair of Air Force One highs. I'd never seen this colorway before, but it looked almost brand new. I checked out the price of these guys on eBay, and unfortunately they were selling for pretty much what they were selling for in store. So even with the 15% discount, it wasn't worth it. And then the last pair, which I thought was going to be another pair of Air Jordan Futures based on the tag, turned out to be a pair of hybrid Air Jordan 5s. I don't think they're Spizikes. I'm not sure exactly what these are, but it was not something that I thought had a lot of value. Let me know in the comment section down below if I made a huge mistake. But again, I looked up the price of these guys on eBay from the SKU on the inside of the shoe, and they weren't really selling for that much, so it wasn't worth the risk for me, so I decided to leave them. The 13s, on the other hand, though, were such a great pickup. They were in great condition. I was super happy with these guys, and it's definitely a shoe that I think I can at least trade or possibly sell. Okay, so now that we finished all of the thrifting for this week, I'm really happy with all of our pickups. I mean, we've got some really incredible stuff. So why don't we do a really quick pickup segment of the video just to show you guys what we got and what I think each one of these shoes can go for. And I think I'm going to start things off with the shoes that we picked up from Buffalo Exchange. One shoe in particular because I actually want to legit check it. So that pair is the Air Jordan 11 Breads. This is a size 11. And it comes in pretty incredible condition. Now I'm going to be completely honest, I do have some questions about the authenticity of this shoe. We did grab it for only 65 bucks, so it wasn't a crazy hit if they're not real, but I do want to make sure that they're real before I list them anywhere or do anything with them. So what I'm going to do right now is run these through check just to get a second opinion on them, and I'm also going to compare them to my own Breads. But like I said, 65 bucks, it's not the worst if they're not real. It does suck to lose 65 bucks. But the thing that makes me question them is the carbon fiber. That looks a little sus, I'm going to be honest, but I don't know anything about like legit checking sneakers, so it could be fine. Actually, you know what? The tag on the inside of the shoe also looks a little sus too. Okay, so here's my pair. They do look pretty similar from the bottom. However, the color is slightly different on the rubber. It's a little bit more translucent on this pair. And the carbon fiber does look a little bit different. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely fake. The Jumpman's going the wrong way. That should have been an instant tell right there. Dang, man. They're very different, too. Like, if you look at the edges of the leather on this one's left a more natural white. It's black on this one. The shoe itself feels lighter for some reason. I don't do legit checks, so I don't know. But the tag itself, for sure, is off. Let me see the tag on the regular pair. Yeah, the tag on the regular pair is completely different. Okay, so I think it's safe to assume that this pair is fake, which sucks, because I spent 65 bucks on it. But again, I guess it could be worse. You know what's crazy? This is the first time that we've gotten a fake shoe in this entire series, because every pair that we've sold has gone through eBay and they authenticate. The 23 on the back is different. Everything's like a little bit different. The patent leather feels a little bit too soft. And again, the thing that really does it is the backwards Jumpman. At first I thought I was looking at the other side of the pair, but no, these are both left shoes. This pair is from Nike. This pair is not. So yeah, these are definitely fake. That's 65 bucks down the drain, so that sucks. I don't even have to go through check because I mean these are definitely fake. Regardless, we did have two other pickups from Buffalo Exchange that I was happy with, that I feel like we got okay deals on. And the first one was this pair of Yeezy 500 in Flames. So this is a size 8.5. This is actually a pair that I could rock. Honestly, I feel like I overpaid on this one a little bit. This was $150. It didn't come with a box or anything. I feel like that's probably what these would go for. At least I'm not worried about these being legit. These do look legit, at least from what I can tell, and I'll sell these through eBay, which will authenticate them, or through Tradeblock, which again will authenticate them. Let me really quickly look up the used value of this shoe on GOAT, just to make sure I didn't make a huge mistake. 200, 205, there's none without a box. I'm thinking I could maybe make like 20 bucks off of these, maybe sell these for like 170, because they are in decent condition. They could use a little bit of cleaning on the bottom, but that's about it. Okay, well, it is what it is. So I got the In Flames. Now let's look at the third and final pickup from Buffalo Exchange. And the third and final pickup is this pair of Nike React Element 55s, the Kendrick Lamar pair. This is actually a pair that I've never seen in person. I think they dropped like last year or the year before. I bought them for $70, which is not bad. And they seem like they're almost brand new. I mean, you've got the extra laces in the bag inside the shoe, which is kind of crazy. I might actually list these on Tradeblock and on eBay just to see which one goes first, but Yeah, not a bad pickup, and for 70 bucks, not terrible. So in a size 11, which this pair is, on GOAT, there is a bunch of pairs with no box, and the lowest price pair goes for $140. So I'm kind of hoping that we get around $140, $150 for these guys, which would be a great net profit, because that's basically doubling what we paid for them. So honestly, this might be the best Buffalo Exchange pickup, and hopefully we'll make up for that crazy loss with those fake 11s. That really sucks. I should have looked them over a little bit better in the store, but I was kind of rushing around. That's completely my own fault. But now let's get into the Plato's Closet pickups, and I think we did way better at Plato's Closet. And the first pair that we grabbed were these guys, the Nike Zoom X Vaporfly Next Percent 2s. I think is their name. They've got this ridiculously long name. But this was a crazy find. This is one of those shoes that you generally just walk past because it doesn't look like anything. But when I actually looked at the shoe, I saw that it was priced at just 30 bucks, which is insane. Obviously, we got a 15% discount because it was a 15% off day. So on eBay, even though there's no used pairs, it looks like the lowest priced pair is going for $170. And I think even in used condition, we could probably get at least $150 for these. So that's kind of nuts. I think that's a $120 potential profit, especially for a shoe like this, which is so coveted. Obviously coveted when it's new. This is one of those shoes that you would never expect to be worth this much. But Nike running shoes, at least like the more professional ones, like this, tend to go for a bunch of money. And if you can find a pair, especially for this price, 30 bucks or whatever 30 minus 15% is, you should definitely grab them because this is a shoe that I think is going to be worth a lot of money. And then the final pickup from Plato's Closet of the day is this pair of Air Jordan 13 Chinese New Year's in a size 10. This pair came with the box, which is so crazy. Huge shout out to the employee who brought this box out to show me. I really appreciate that. But inside this box, we have what is basically an almost brand new pair of Chinese New Year Air Jordan 13s. $75 or $70, okay, 70 bucks, and I got them for 15% off that. And this shoe, you can tell from the outsole, has been worn maybe once, maybe twice. And I looked up these shoes on StockX when I was in the store, and I think a brand new pair of these goes for like $200, $220, basically what retail price is. So a used pair in this condition should go for around $180 to $200 maybe, especially in this condition. So I think for these guys, I'm probably going to throw these up on Tradeblock just because I got them for such a crazy price, and it's a relatively popular colorway. So I'm really, really happy with this. Wow, they even still have the plastic on the jewel right there. That's crazy. These are awesome. I actually thought about keeping these because these are a size 10 and I'm a size 9 and I probably could fit them. And especially for that good of a price, I would have rocked these, definitely. I'll just throw them up in Tradeblock, see what happens. If you guys want to trade with me on Tradeblock, again, link in the description below, or check out my eBay store through a different link, but also in the description below. But those are all the pickups from Plato's Closet and from Buffalo Exchange. But next, we've got the final trade of the week. This is the big one. Value-wise, it's not as valuable as that middle trade, but for one pair of sneakers, I think it is the biggest trade that we did. So for this pair, I traded the Air Jordan 1 Crafted, I traded the Nike Dunk High Kentuckys, and I traded the Stranger Things Nike Blazers in blue. And then I also put $200 on top. So I think in value total, I traded and paid around 700 bucks. So hopefully what's inside this box is worth at least 700 bucks. I'm banking on more, but it's possible that it is only worth 700 bucks. So let's pop this guy open. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, that's crazy. I haven't seen one of these boxes in a minute. So there you go, there's the top of the box. Some of you guys already know what this is because you've probably checked on my Tradeblock, but also you might just know the top of the box. But this is a pair of Adidas Yeezy 350 V1s in the Turtle Dove colorway. It looks like whoever sold me this taped their business card to it. So the first things first, we've got a note from Tradeblock just letting us know that they were authenticated. And then inside the box, we've got the Yeezy 350 V1 Turtle Doves. Now, in the listing, it did say that he had painted the midsole. I'm assuming for it to look cleaner. And he definitely did. Definitely painted it. So I've got to be honest, in the pictures, this looked brand new. Like, basically brand new. Makes sense now because he painted it. But it doesn't look like he did the best job painting it. There's some paint over somewhere around there. And the paint isn't exactly the right tone. It's a bright white, and the original shoe had more of a sort of an off-white or cream color. The boost looks good though, and it looks like he did generally an okay job with the paint. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know. This definitely lowers the value of them. I don't think it lowers it crazy. Like, I think I can at least get the 700 bucks that I put into it, but I was hoping for like around 1,800 bucks for these guys, which I knew was crazy. But it makes sense now why I took such a low trade for them. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think I should do. If you guys would be interested in these, shoot me some offers on Tradeblock. Obviously, I won't be expecting just full Turtle Dove price value offers because I don't think these are worth that. I mean, these are still a wearable pair of Turtle Doves. They're authentic. It's just the midsole isn't exactly the right color, but that's not a huge deal. It just kind of hurts the value a little bit. So there's that. I mean, I will still be able to get something for them, just not what I was hoping for. So it is what it is. So in this episode, we got a pair of fake sneakers and a pair of shoes that was painted more than I wanted it to be painted. So Definitely some L's today that we took, but nothing too crazy. And I feel like overall we did really well, especially with some of the trades. I think even though I traded what I traded for these guys, I still got at least an equal deal. I don't think I lost any money on this deal. It's just not as profitable as I thought it was going to be. But that pretty much wraps up this week's action-packed episode of the $20 sneaker collection. And at the end of this week, we now have a sneaker collection fund of $780.28. And although we did take some heavy L's in this week's episode, it was a good episode overall. We have a lot of really great sneakers that I'm excited about trading and selling, and I feel like we're getting even closer to those Nike mags. But now I would love to know your thoughts on this week's episode and how you feel like I can improve moving forward. Obviously, being better at picking out fakes when I'm going to sneaker stores, that would be one pretty major way to improve, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.